Hey guys, welcome to another video of Tarot with me. I definitely have an interesting story to tell. The last few days have been full of magic and gnosis and craziness. So it's a long story. I'm going to try and tell it as quickly as possible so that you'll watch till the end, which would be wonderful. Our subjects today are the Illuminati, Uranus, pirates. Pirates. Oh my God, the pirates. So, I'm in my own world, learning how to live multidimensionally, strengthening my vibration and my magic and my relationship with my kundalini snakes and the elements and the planets and getting to know myself. Anyway, you get the picture. Well, all of a sudden, this information is presented to me. I get a message on the phone from the Illuminati. And I'm like, well, I haven't thought about those guys in a long time. I know the Illuminati, like a lot of you, they're pretty well known, right? There's a lot of questions and mystery and weirdness. But anyway, I grew up with the Illuminatus trilogy in my presence. I wanted to, brush up on what I knew. And I also knew it was part of the Masons, okay? The Masonic lodges and stuff like that. So, these people are messaging me, telling me they want me to become a member of the Illuminati. And I'm like, I could see that there was a possibility they were pirates, right? Because, it's one of the first things I messaged them, is I was like, I've been a pirate for many, many lifetimes. I understand that you guys could be pirates. But my signs, as I was dancing and doing gnosis and talking to my spirit guides, were like, do it, yes, do it. All of the numbers, 3, 3, 7, 7, like all of the symbols. And like I realized that on my channel, I do this a lot. And on the one that I posted right before they messaged me, I had done this. And I noticed it when I was editing the video, but, and I was like, whoa, that was cool, I do a lot of mudras. I talk with my hands, anyway. But all of my signs are like, go. Okay, so I was like, all right. So I start really looking into the Illuminati. As much as I want to anyway, which is like flying over and being like, okay, well, Disney, yeah, okay, I like Disney, a couple of famous artists might be a member. Lady Gaga, yes, sign me up. Katy Perry, Eminem, I'm like, okay, I like that. I like the fact that, Fantasia as a recruiting video, yeah. I love Fantasia, the movie. I was just like, yeah, so everything I was seeing, I was like, yeah, the idea of illuminated people taking over the world, yes. Why haven't you done it already? And I started getting excited, and my guides were like, you've been a part of this in many past lifetimes. And I'm like, I have? Well, look at the symbols. So I started looking into the symbols, and it was like the ruler, the square, the compass, the triangle, which I've been really getting with my magic, all of my magic. I'm doing this. I'm doing this at the ocean. I'm doing this at the moon. I'm doing this at the stars. I'm doing this everywhere. I'm like, okay, that's instinctual. And then the owl came to me also through this multi-dimensional looking into the Illuminati, right? Owls, of course owls. Owls are like wisdom and like night and silent. I know owls. And they even came to me. And then through my magic, because at this point all I am doing is gnosis dance, singing mantras, sitting down and writing, cooking and feeding myself. And that's basically it. And talking with these Illuminati on the internet, which brings me to that part of the story. So then they tell me Uranus to protect my phone, because I knew all of this was happening. I mean, it's happening in the internet. So I'm like, Uranus, oh my God. So I start dancing with Uranus and I start focusing, and every time I like visualized being with Uranus, and I realized that, you know, he has rings too. Because the triangle has a lot to do with Saturn. Saturn has a lot to do with her rings and holding something in, secrets. Like, why are you keeping it such a fucking secret? Well, I mean, the truth is it's not a secret anymore. Like, Gaia's already spilled the beans. Ancient aliens already got it covered. Like, it's not a secret anymore. So there's no point in keeping it a secret. And that's the other thing that I thought was really funny, that these guys are like, don't tell anybody that you're doing this, and don't tell anybody. You can't tell. You're sworn to secrecy. And I'm like, what the fuck ever? Like, whatever. And because I mean, I'm a pirate too. I'm like, okay, I see your game. You know, I was playing it out, and my guides were telling me to, and it was definitely, absolutely worth it. But I also learned that the guys that I'm talking to happen to be ancient builders. So, okay, this is another perspective of the Illuminati. You've got the Masons. And I'm familiar, I've had a couple of personal experiences. So, and it's really interesting, both have to do with sneaking in, if you want to know how much of a pirate I am. So, when I was in my 20s, a good pirate friend of mine snuck me into a Masonic lodge, and I was able to see the temple room. And I mean, whoa. It was like, I couldn't go in. I was just like electric all over my body. I was frozen. I wouldn't say that it was a good thing either. Because one thing, this image that I've always had about the Masons, which I have ideas where it came from, but, you know, who knows, is this, like, black magic. You know, the pictures, even the pictures, you look up Masonic lodges and you see a bunch of old white dudes. From a young age, from my observation, older white rich dudes were not good people. In my past, my childhood and experiences, if you're getting my gist, which is a lot of where my relationship with money comes from. Now, of course, not all rich white guys are bad occultists, satanic worshipers, you know, doing like secret dark magic behind, you know, square walls. But this is the image, so I'm like, I don't know. But then I've got this image of the Illuminati being illuminated, and I was also, as I was dancing and scrying, I was talking to the sun, like, so the sun is the way, well, there's many ways they can speak, but anyway, the light, illuminated, the light, they can come through light. The image of the Egyptian sun where the rays are hands, that's That's a very important image. And yeah, it was time traveling me, right? Because I was doing this multi-dimensional look at this, and I saw past all of this bullshit that I know, past all this prehistory shit, when the ancient builders were building these temples that ancient aliens don't know, scientists don't know how they were built. These were the true stone masons. This was them. They were working with beings. I mean, I love the word alien. Aliens, you know. Now, I talked to these motherfuckers when I went to Tulum, and that's a whole different story. I'm trying to make this really short. Jesus. Oh God. We gotta move. Anyway, I didn't realize until just recently that those guys that I spoke with in Tulum were these ancient builders. Let's just call them, right? So I want to do a card spread because that's what we do here. With the all-seeing eye, let's talk about that for a minute. The eyes. From a very early age, I learned that the eyes were the windows of the soul. They're windows. They're very powerful. As an image, especially if you charge them with magic, okay? Oh gosh. The ancient aliens, they spoke with me in Tulum through the stone, which is, it's that connection with the stone masons. Anyway, but to connect with them, I had to touch the stone. I had to put my forehead on the stone, and I had to vibrate into the stone for them to see me or communicate, for the connection to be made. That's my other sneak-in story, because they're closing us off from these temples because they're trying to preserve them. But the thing is, we don't need to preserve them as like it's a tool. It's like you use your pencil until it's this much and then it's done, and then you get a new pencil. Like, we're talking, these places have been around for trillions, and I get that we're overpopulated, and I get this idea that as locusts we could like run them down. I mean, we have to protect them, that's the thing, but who's going to protect them? Well, my guides, oh my God, these guys were telling me, it was such a heavy download when I was working with Uranus and these ancient builders, and I was touching my stones. I have a lot of stones around the house that I talk to and speak with, and they were telling me that all of the magicians and the witches and the warlocks and all of us need to be basically occupying these temples. I mean, Uranus can get kind of revolutionary, you know, and freedom and change and real heavy shit, right? And then the triangle, Saturn wants to hold it all in and protect it. Basically, the download is we should all be going to these temples and doing our magic, doing our protection spells, dancing. I mean, if possible, touch the stone. And the other thing about the eye is that we are here to observe. Okay? When we become awakened, we become vessels. Reiki people know all about that. We're supposed to be this tube, this vessel. All we do is channel this energy from above and below, right? And these temples need us to do this. Those of us that can, because not everybody can do this shit. Like, not everybody's meant to. But these temples, these holy places, one, not only need our energy, but that's where we're going to receive messages from the real ancient builders, not from pirates that are asking you for money so that you can become a member of the Illuminati because all of your dreams will come true. It was a beautiful pirate ship, right? A big one. I even complimented them. I was like, it was a beautiful ride. And anyway, would the real Illuminati please stand up? Please. Anyway, we got to talk to these ancient builders. So I'm like, all right, let's see what they have to say. In the center, I got Jack of Hearts. This is this emo kid. This is all of us that feel deeply, that are empathic. We are the most sensitive because we're like fucking satellites, right? Like, I had this image of all of us going to the temples being like, you know, but I mean, no, for real though, like, if you keep these symbols in your mind and either stare at the sun or, you know, go to these temples if you can touch the stone, if you can meditate as close to the sacred site as possible, become receptive as a very sensitive empath, I am told that they want to communicate. So, this Jack of Hearts also is able to hold joy and sorrow at the same time. Those of us that can do this are very valuable because we're sensitive enough to feel the pain that's going on right now, the real bad shit. But we can balance that with joy of life and love, grounded in love, because we love this life, right? We love the flow, we love the energy. So in the north, the emo kid is in the center. In the north, we have the Queen of Wands, the Fire Queen. So she's in the air, she's moving around, and I felt that so heavy with my gnosis, that she, you know, that fire, that wand is also sexual energy. You know, we're dealing with Kundalini snakes. That's the other thing. It was like, I just, like, all of this happened, like, it was just syncretic, right? Seduction. She's the seductress. Because that fire is passion, and that queen. She was telling me that seduction is a way to communicate. Which also linked me back to Disney, because I was like, who taught me how to be seductive? Fucking Disney. All of those Disney princesses, like, batting their eyes at the bad boys, you know, like, whoo! Anyway, desire. It's that, okay, energy exchange. Let's dissolve everything except light, frequency, and vibration. What is seduction? Do you want me to seduce you? Do you want me to show you what it feels like to be seduced? All you gotta do is think about it. All you gotta do is think. I mean, it helps sometimes to think about somebody else. But when you think about the planets, and when you think about your higher self, or when you're trying to communicate with the stones, when you're trying to communicate with, when you're trying to become a vessel. You know, these guys, if they're using you as a vessel, I mean, it's like the pirate ship, right? If you open the doors and they're like, whoa, there's too much shit in that boat. I'll take another one. I'll wait. Move along. When you reach up esoterically to the heavens, to the light, you have to be a clean vessel of love and light for them to be able, like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll take that ride. And they go into you. I mean, this is the flow, the in, the out, the push, the pull. It's very, very, very important. Okay. And that's why I felt that I was able to reach them at Tulum, because I was able to put my lips onto the stone and take my mind there and love them. Now in the south, so now we go what's grounding us, what's in the roots, and it's Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Pentacles. And I was like, another queen. First of all, it took me definitely away from the male-dominated stonemasons into this queendom surrounding a very emotional kid. This card is also the Empress. Of course, you can look back at my videos. The Empress really wants to be seduced. I mean, these archetypes and these planets need our energy. And those of us who have clean, light, loving energy are being called to go to these temples and speak with the stone builders through Uranus, through the symbols, the triangle, the ruler, compass, square, numbers, wisdom, the all-seeing eye, so that you're a window, so that they can see what the fuck's going on. Like, that's like what I'm like. I guess that's my biggest passion. Is I'm like, look, motherfuckers, are you seeing this shit? It's time to take over. Come on, Uranus. Protect your ass with Uranus. And you know, Uranus also has rings, but he's tilted. He's like showing us his ass. Whereas Saturn, if she would just lift her skirt a little bit, hence the seduction. Show me that garden that's bursting into life. Come on. You know you want to. What's in the east? Coming up over the hill, the sunrise, was 5 of Wands. Another fire. That number 5 is a very interesting number. Temptation came to me. Human desire came to me. These pirates came to me. I see them. Oh God. The magic that was done. Wow. I showed them to them. I showed them to them. They're using letting this Illuminati name your symbols. That's what I'm talking about, protecting these symbols through magic. That's what, that's what we're magicians to do. Let's wrap up the power of the elements around these symbols so that anybody that uses them is seen by the real all-seeing eye. This idea that back in prehistory that great rulers would talk to soothsayers, they would hire astrologers, and they would pay us for what we can do for them, to advise them in the best decision making possible, right? Now, then they started persecuting us and burning us at the stake and shit. And I remember that shit's very recent. So I am invisible. And I have extreme social anxiety. I don't like being in crowds. I don't like big organizations. I live in the middle of the jungle. Anyway, I've got to move along. So this number with the wands is also talking about undercovering the secrets. The idea that the Illuminati is bringing magicians together. The illuminated, that's why it's the Illuminati. They come through the sun, through the light workers, the builders, all of these symbols, the idea that we can all protect each other, that we have the power to band together, and that's a big thing that I feel. I know, because I just said that I was a hermit. We need to band together in our magic. If you're in the middle of nowhere on top of the mountain, do your magic and protect Uranus, and think of us, magicians and light workers and healers and the planets, as much protection and energy as you can. In the West, now we've got the end of the day. We're wrapping it all up. 6 of Swords. 6. We're just talking about the swing. The 6 is that balance. It's that Tifereth. It's that Christ center. Sun. The swords is what we're thinking about. It's the vessel. It's cutting your head off. It's cutting through all of the shit. It's looking into. The temple also in the 6s and the 16s came up, and that the tower turned into the temple, and the temple turns into the tower, and these temples need our love and attention. Go to the temples. The 6 is the root of reality. Understand that reality can shift. Those of us that are, along the path know this by now, that reality, nothing exists except light, frequency, and vibration. Meditation. The 6 of Swords, that balancing your mind. Being receptive when you go to these temples. Points me back to the emo kid being so vulnerable and sensitive and receptive. They have to be surrounded by this triangle, by the Saturn grandmother shielding energy, so that our hearts don't get destroyed by the sorrow, because they have to see everything, and they can't. It's about the water, right? It's about the emotions. It's about how much emotion we can put into our magic magic so that they feel it. It's the vibration. Your unique authenticity and your self-love through these planets is a joygasm for your intellect. The owl for your wisdom. So, this is the second time I've done the video. I really hope I did it fast enough. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out what I have to offer, what Coma has to offer, see if it resonates with you. I am here for you, right? I've got a Patreon account. I want to read your birth chart. I can, in Gnosis, look into your birth chart and tell you what the party looks like and explain it to you in a way that you can use this birth chart in every single situation that you come up to. It's what's been downloaded and it's what I have to offer. So just get in touch with me. I've got a Facebook, an Instagram, a TikTok. I got all the stuffs. And I'm protecting Uranus. Show me your ass in love and light. And God, don't forget the lube. Ciao.